Mentor Fortunes, Acquiring, Developing, and Working with Protégés. Introduction, the Mentor-Protégé Relationship. What is mentoring? There are few experiences more rewarding than teaching what you know to someone else. The mentor-protégé relationship is perhaps the ultimate teaching experience, a one-on-one transfer of accumulated knowledge and wisdom designed to benefit both parties involved. Protégés are a common occurrence in the business world today. Experienced people in every industry often decide to adopt a protégé, whether the arrangement is through a formal mentoring program or an informal mutual decision to take a new employee under your wing and show him the ropes. The reasons to enter into a mentor-protégé relationship are many, but the most common is when the protégé candidate shows promise from the start. Mentor-protégé relationships can either be formal or informal. Informal mentoring relationships often develop on their own, with the more experienced person offering advice and assistance, and the newcomer taking that advice to heart. Many organizations have formal mentoring programs, which can be either within the company or within the industry. For example, the Small Business Administration runs a mentoring program where retired business executives dedicate their time to developing protégés. College interns also figure into the equation. Though protégés are not always interns, the relationships are virtually the same, while the reasoning may be different. But whether you work with a protégé or a college intern, becoming a mentor can be one of the most rewarding experiences of your professional life. A brief history of mentoring. The actual origins of the mentoring process are unknown. However, the word mentor is derived from Homer's Odyssey. The original mentor was an older man who served as advisor to the king. Unfortunately, mentor was rather ineffectual in his advice. However, the term in this context refers to the goddess Athena, who took on the form of mentor to advise a younger man in the art of war. There have been many famous mentor-protégé pairs throughout history. One of the earliest and most well-known was Paul of Tarsus and Timothy, a first-century Christian bishop. Minister, activist, and Morehouse College president Dr. Benjamin Eliza Mays served as a mentor to Martin Luther King Jr., and the poet Ezra Pound guided a fledgling T.S. Eliot through his literary career. Most recently, the protégé concept has been illustrated through billionaire Donald Trump's reality television show, The Apprentice, where young men and women compete for the opportunity to claim Trump as their business mentor. Learning a trade or an industry from someone with more experience has been a consistent occurrence throughout history, and it's still a viable and successful approach. This book explains how to find and develop a protégé in the modern business world. You'll discover the benefits of taking on a protégé, both to yourself and your apprentice, where to look for one, how to cultivate a relationship, and how to know when it's time for your protégé to spread his wings and fly solo. You don't have to be Ezra Pound or Donald Trump to offer something worthwhile to a protégé. If you've had experience in a business or industry, you can benefit someone new to your field and have the pleasure of watching a new talent unfold. Quote, "Do not wait for leaders. Do it alone, person to person." Mother Teresa. Chapter 1. Benefits of a protégé. It's a two-way street. Most people understand that having a mentor is beneficial. The advantages are obvious. However, there are quite a few kickbacks mentors receive from participating in the process, some more apparent than others. What's behind your desire to become a mentor? Perhaps you work for a company with a mentoring program, and you feel ready to lend your expertise. Or maybe you've noticed someone who has that same spark of motivation and drive you possessed when you first entered your career. Whatever your reason, you'll find that mentoring gives as much as it takes. Here are just a few of the benefits you'll receive by taking on a protégé. Sharper skills. As a mentor, you may already be in a management position, and you may not. Regardless of your current career designation, working with a protégé will help you develop those skills that are essential to leading others, which could in turn lead you to a promotion. It's likely that you won't be in direct charge of your protégé. However, the process of mentoring involves guidance and correction. You'll be responsible for overseeing your protege's skill development, in essence, showing the ropes. Communication is an essential tool for any business relationship. By working with a protege, you'll find your communication skills developing almost automatically. Mentoring is a journey of self-discovery as well as a means to help a young person get a great start in the business world. A fresh outlook. No matter with whom you choose to work, your protege will have a different perspective on the business. Since proteges are typically entry-level professionals, they'll possess new ideas and new ways of thinking that you may not have been aware of before. Mentors often learn as much from proteges as their charges learn from them. One of the most recent examples of this can be found in the impact the Internet has had on the business world. When companies began to rely on email communication and drift away from phones and fax machines, those who possessed the greatest knowledge of e-communications were the entry-level staff, the ones who had recently graduated from college or grew up with the Internet. It's a safe bet that today's proteges are able to show their mentors a thing or two about online procedures. The enthusiasm a protege brings to the relationship is another factor in offering a fresh outlook. Today's business is competitive and draining for most people. It's easy to lose your passion for your career after you've been at it for years. Working with a protege allows you to revisit the ideals and visions that brought you to work in your field in the first place. Free labor. This may seem a little shallow, but proteges can and do perform routine tasks and help with project research and development. This is not taking advantage of your young charge. Rather, it's allowing them to be part of the process from the beginning. It's far more effective to learn a trade through doing rather than watching, and assigning small tasks to your protege helps both of you. Career development. As you further your protege's career, you're advancing your own as well. As mentioned previously, working with a protege within your company can present the opportunity for promotion. Your supervisors will take note of your progress during the relationship. You can also apply the skills you develop in grooming your protege to other areas of your job. This will allow you to implement changes and new projects that will help you stand out and get noticed. Should you decide to change careers or companies, including your mentoring work on your resume can be a huge plus, particularly if your protege is successful. Higher self-image. Quote, "Confidence can get you where you want to go, and getting there is a daily process. It's so much easier when you feel good about yourself, your abilities, and your talents." Donald Trump. The way you view yourself reflects in the way others view you. When you work with a protege, you'll build your self-esteem as you realize how much you have to offer a young person in your business. Often, mentors find they had no idea how much they really knew about their industry until they began to teach it to someone else. This elevated self-image will in turn change the way your colleagues and supervisors view you. Mentors are respected for their dedication and willingness to help others flourish. You will command greater respect and a higher level of prestige when you work with a protege. Mentors enjoy a strong sense of confidence in their knowledge and their abilities to lead. Success comes easier when you feel good about what you're doing. Personal satisfaction. Becoming a mentor is immensely satisfying on a personal level. You have the opportunity to make a difference in another person's life and help them step up to the often difficult realm of business success with confidence. You'll be giving your protege the gift of knowledge that they cannot find in books or classes. Witnessing and taking part in the developmental process of tomorrow's leaders can be a phenomenal experience. Imagine the pride Benjamin Mays must have felt as Martin Luther King Jr. made such great strides in the civil rights movement. In effect, Mays was just as influential in changing the face of America as King himself. This is the true power of mentoring. By working with a protege, you can create a living archive of knowledge and experience that will be passed on through generations. Those who have benefited from mentors are likely to become mentors themselves and attempt to give back what they've received. The mentor-protege relationship presents a never-ending cycle of information to which anyone can contribute. Mentoring. Do you have what it takes? How do you know when you're ready to take on a protege? Effective mentors possess particular qualities that will assist them in taking a young person through the steps of developing a successful career. The following skill sets are important for any mentor to develop. Communication and rapport. Mentoring is basically an exchange of information. You must be able to not only effectively communicate your ideas, but also be able to constructively interpret your protege's goals and activities. It's good to possess knowledge, but hard to pass that knowledge on if you can't present it within a framework others can understand. Getting along with your protege is also an important consideration. If you're not the type that plays well with others, entering a mentor-protege relationship will be a challenge for you. It's difficult for two people who don't like each other to work together. Rapport-building skills allow you to establish a common ground and let both parties remain at ease during the mentoring process. Quote, "To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others." Anthony Robbins. Insider information. A good mentor will offer a protege more than he or she would be able to gain from traditional routes, such as college courses and self-help books. Having a strong knowledge of industry protocol can give you an edge in the mentor process. As someone who has been there, done that, you have a better perspective on what works and what doesn't in real-world applications of your industry's established protocol. It's also beneficial to be familiar with methods for getting ahead. Career advancement is a rather fluid process in most business areas, with no real set of rules governing the procedures. Promotions are rarely a matter of working hard and doing your best anymore. Often networking and keeping up with current trends can mean the difference between stagnation and advancement. Another much-lauded buzzword in today's business world is diversity. As a mentor, you should be familiar with the diversity issues that affect your industry on both demographic and skill levels. This presents further opportunity to educate your protege in the actual practices of your career area. Experience and balance. It goes without saying that an effective mentor will have experience. However, you may not be aware that one of the most important areas to have experience in is loving your job. If you lack passion for what you're doing, you can't expect to inspire a newcomer to success. At the least, you should have passion for what your career should accomplish in a perfect world, even if the reality has shown you otherwise. Working with a protege can present another opportunity to make a difference in your industry. Balance is essential for any successful career. As a mentor, you are likely to already have learned how to balance work and family so that neither area suffers from lack of attention. Because you're familiar with the actual demands of your industry, you can help your protege find that balance in his own life. Honesty and integrity. Despite the widespread and almost expected corruption in the working world today, honesty is still the best policy. Those who have risen to their positions through actual success make far better mentors than those who are less than straightforward with their dealings. Can you say Enron? Dishonest mentors create dishonest proteges, and that's not good for anyone. Integrity is another important qualification for mentors. Historically significant change in any industry has come about only through those who refuse to compromise their ideals. The best mentors possess strong personal morals and the ability to resist taking the easy way when it would mean diminishing their integrity. If you're confident in your position, you're in a good place to work with a protege. It's difficult to impart stability and growth if you live in fear of downsizing or corporate manipulation. In a successful and flourishing industry, there's always room for new talent, and as a mentor, you get to play a strategic role in introducing new talent to your business community. Organization. It's nearly impossible to succeed in business without an organized approach. Most mentors are on their way to mastering organizational skills, an area that can prove one of the most challenging to newcomers. Your protege will learn how to get things done with your guidance, whether you're teaching her how to keep paperwork straight or coordinate a massive sales force. If you don't see yourself in every aspect of this list, take heart. The mentoring process will allow you to develop those areas in which you may not have the greatest strengths. Remember, the mentor-protege relationship works to benefit both of you. You'll learn what you don't already know along the way. Chapter 2. Benefits to a protege. Naturally, proteges benefit greatly from the mentoring experience. As with the benefits to the mentor, there are the obvious and the not-so-obvious advantages. It's a good idea to be familiar with the benefits to a protege, as it'll help you define the relationship and determine the best areas to concentrate on during the process. What will your protege receive from you? This chapter covers just a few of the rewarding benefits of mentoring. Knowledge. This, of course, is the most apparent and tangible benefit to a protege. The mentoring process presents the opportunity to gain wisdom with real applications in the business world. In every industry, there's a discernible gap between training and practice. Mentors can help proteges smooth that gap and avoid much of the trial and error process that plagues most career paths. New opportunities. For a protege, obtaining a mentor is a chance to explore areas that may not be open to their colleagues. The mentor-protege relationship lends new meaning to the phrase, getting in on the ground floor. Mentors can help to define a career path, particularly in sprawling industries with many directions in which a young person can move. A protege is allowed a look at the specific avenues to success for a given department or function. A non-threatening learning experience. Corporate culture often comes as a shock to those just entering the workforce. The pressure to compete and succeed emanates from all sides, and it's easy to flounder in the face of such pressure. Proteges enjoy a certain protection from the strain of competition. They're allowed to learn and develop under the guidance of an experienced mentor, and assured of their place in the industry. The measure of job security a protege receives can be a powerful motivator to strive for the best and make a positive impact in the world. Improved self-confidence. When you agree to be a mentor, you're asserting your belief that the protege is worth your time and effort. This in turn allows the protege to feel confident in his or her abilities and talents. Genuine praise is a rare commodity in business, and the acceptance of a mentor-protege relationship is a great confidence booster for both parties. The mentor is honored that someone wants to learn from them, and the protege is pleased that someone feels they have potential. A good mentor also offers support and reassurance to a protege. Mistakes are met with suggestions to improve rather than threats against employment. Often simply knowing that support is available proves enough to allow proteges to flourish, as they don't have to fear going it alone. Challenge. The best proteges challenge themselves to excel. Mentoring presents an unparalleled opportunity for challenge in any industry. Proteges strive to live up to the expectations and achievements of their mentors, or even surpass them. This in turn provides a challenge to the mentor, further enriching the experience. Quote, "We aim above the mark to hit the mark." Ralph Waldo Emerson. A straighter path to success. The road to success in any industry is paved with peril and pitfalls. For a protege, teaming with a mentor can mean the opportunity to bypass some of the side roads and stay focused on success. Of course, this also translates to faster financial gain. It often takes years to build measurable success, and mentors allow this process to unfold faster. There are not many who would say no to earlier raises and promotions. Long-term relationships and networking opportunities. When it comes to business, it's often not so much what you know as who you know. This is not to say that those who are inept can advance by virtue of their connections, though unfortunately this does happen. However, a talented protege can achieve recognition faster and be introduced to those who might actually be able to influence their careers. The relationship forged between mentor and protege can be a long-lasting affair that will continue to benefit both parties. Even when the process of knowledge transference ends, mentors often become colleagues, partners, or simply good and supportive friends.